Ladies and gentlemen, please give our talented students of Puropachi another big round of applause. I think that was a wonderful way to end the forum, hearing the beautiful voices of our future generation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we wrap up the forum, we are now going to invite Mr. Bill Jackson, independent environmental consultant and the moderator for our last dialogue, to deliver a summary report on the outcome of this forum. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, he's waiting there by the stage. Please welcome Mr. Bill Jackson with a warm round of applause.
Good afternoon, and wasn't that a brilliant performance, and especially to see the future leaders of Korea present to us. And I hope you all agree with me that this has been a really fabulous forum. And last year at the World Parks Congress in Sydney, we promised a couple of things, and I thought it would be worth mentioning those. We promised to invigorate our efforts, to inspire all people across all generations, geographies and cultures, and to invest in nature's solutions. Here in Jeju, at the World Leaders Conservation Forum, we've taken an important step towards turning the promise we made in Sydney into real action. Action that will accelerate progress towards, I hope, a more sustainable future. A future where people and nature are at peace and coexist in harmony. Governor Won said this morning, we urgently need a new concept of environment peace, where we live in harmony with nature. Today, there is a growing awareness that we ultimately depend on healthy, resilient ecosystems for our life on Earth. And Secretary Ban Ki-moon, in his video message, reminded us that we do indeed depend on nature. The Minister for Environment, Mr. Yoon, noticed that all human beings depend on our Mother Nature to fulfill and sustain life. So it was a very common message we heard this morning. However, in spite of progress towards sustainability over the last 30 years, we still remain far from keeping within the carrying capacity of Earth. Minister Yoon expressed his wish that this forum would give us a source of hope and a source of inspiration, as well as the incentive to take action. And the Director General of IUCN, Inga Anderson, said, "The theme of nature, a path to peace and coexistence, is a powerful one, as it helps us to determine how to place nature and conservation as the basis of sustainable development." Today we've heard from distinguished speakers about a range of issues: transboundary conservation and peace building, harmonious coexistence between humans and wildlife, and the final dialogue was on resilient ecosystems and sustainable development. These leaders' dialogues were, of course, supported by a series of technical meetings yesterday, where experts provided a range of technical advice and recommendations to the leaders that are here today. We've also had a great opportunity to hear about the great progress that's been made here in the Republic of Korea and, of course, in Jeju Special Self-Governing Province, and their great efforts to reconcile development with conservation. But we've also heard about the challenges we face and the need to consider our actions in the context of our overall ecological footprint, not just in our own country, but in the countries that we draw resources from. Development is not sustainable if it comes at the expense of another nation or is inequitable. As Ms. Anderson said, we have a limited window of opportunity to determine the future of the planet. The time to act is now. It's not possible to provide you with the rich details of the discussions we had here today in just a few minutes, but I hope that we have captured at least the essence of the three dialogues. The Transboundary Conservation and Peace-Building Dialogue examine various tools and approaches for promoting conservation and peace. The panellists noted that there are about 3,000 protected areas that straddle boundaries and that there is a growing trend to establish transboundary parks. They emphasised the close linkages between natural resources and human conflict, and that this reflects the importance of transboundary conservation as an element of peace processes. The key messages that we heard from this dialogue were as follows. First, focus on co-creation and co-ownership of transboundary areas led by a shared vision. Second, build trust and engage with local communities. Third, adapt your approach to reach the goal. And fourth, be more ambitious and consider the eco-region rather than just small eco-peace parks. The harmonious coexistence between human and wildlife dialogue strongly emphasised the importance of natural systems in sustaining human well-being. We heard that wetlands feed 3 billion people and are important elements of our culture. The panel explored some of the complexities of achieving harmonious coexistence with nature, including human-wildlife conflict, the differing cultural views around the world, and differing aspirations, as well as the issue of overconsumption. These complexities call for a culturally sensitive and adaptive approach. The panel concluded, we need to help people understand the value and benefit from conserving nature. We can be the change agents. They said that living in harmony with nature depends on humans living in harmony with each other, and that humans can make a change for good, that we need to take conservation and clearly market it to the masses. The final panel on resilient and sustainable development dialogue emphasised that sustainability is not possible without healthy ecosystems. They considered the need to reimagine the way that economies work, and they discussed a number of tools and approaches that we can achieve that vision. They concluded we need a new economic framework that considers both short and long-term costs and benefits, that leadership is important, and they made the point that the Republic of Korea has shown the way. And they also said biodiversity does need to be better valued and mainstreamed into societies and their economies. So in conclusion, allow me to quote one of the questions that Alan Wiseman posed this morning. Is there a way to design an economy that does not depend on perpetual growth to prosper? And perhaps we have the beginning of an answer to this question by following the pathway to peace and coexistence with nature and building a new economic model that nurtures natural, social, human and built capital, we may indeed achieve sustainability. And as Alan said, if we can find a sustainable, workable balance between ourselves and the rest of nature, we will survive together. We will find peace. To achieve this vision, we need to find new ways to connect with an increasingly urbanised and disengaged population. We can do this by forging the link in people's minds between human well-being and healthy ecosystems. We have the shared responsibility to reach out to people and organisations beyond the world of conservation. We have been saying this for many, many years, yet we still tend to talk to each other more than we talk to others. If we're going to generate a change for a better world, we need to get out of our comfort zone and beyond talking to people who already agree with us. Let's take up this challenge for the next World Conservation Congress in Hawaii by inviting people from outside the conservation movement. And again, allow me to paraphrase a comment that Inga Anderson made last night when we were discussing another social movement that managed to succeed in the face of adversity. And that is just two simple points. Don't spend your time in rooms full of people who are always nodding in agreement. And second, make sure you give your audience some action points. So as an outcome of this forum, we should try to do those two things. Please try to talk to at least one person or one organisation in the next month about the key messages from this forum. And second, please leave that person or organisation with at least one action that they can take to leave the world in better condition than we found it. I commend the Republic of Korea, Jeju Special Self-Governing Province and IUCN for this wonderful World Leaders Conservation Forum. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bill Jackson. I'm sure it was no easy task trying to summarize all of the in-depth discussions that we had today, and I think Mr. Jackson did a wonderful job. I think we can more clearly understand what to take away from this forum. So to officially now close the forum, ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite the three co-host organizations to the stage. Mr. Lee Min-ho, the Director General from the Ministry of Environment, Mr. Won Hee-ryong, the Governor of Jeju Special Self-Governing Province, and last but not least, Ms. Inger Anderson, Director General of IUCN. If all three of you could join me on the stage, we would like to invite you for your closing remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please give our three speakers a big round of applause for all their support and hard work.
성공적으로 우리 이 세계 리더스 보존 포럼이 끝났습니다. 이 자리에서 폐회식에서 인사를 드리게 돼서 영광입니다. 저는 그 환경부 윤성규 장관님을 대신해서 지금 이 자리에 섰습니다. 환경부 자연보전국장을 맡고 있는 이민호라고 합니다. 지난 이틀 동안 정말 뜨거운 토론 끝에 오늘 방금 미스터 빌 잭슨께서 정리를 하셨듯이 저희에게 많은 영감을 주는 그런 토론의 결과가 나온 것 같습니다. 자, 아침에 환경부 장관께서도 말씀하셨듯이 영감을 주는 그런 리더스 대화가 되기를 기대했는데 저에게 정말 많은 영감을 주는 토론이 있었던 것 같습니다. 이 영감이 저희에게 뿐이 아니라 내년에 하와이에서 열리는 WCC에도 다시 전해져서 참여하는 모든 국가, 모든 단체가 함께 공감하면서 세계를 변화시키는 그런 계기가 될 수 있기를 바랍니다. 아울러 이 제주도에는 이 영감뿐 아니라 세계 환경 수도로서 다시 한번 자리매김하게 되는 그런 귀한 계기가 되지 않았나 감히 생각을 해봅니다. 저희 정부로서는 이번 논의에 있었던 여러 논의들 중에서 특별히 이 접경 지역의 평화와 이 보전이라는 주제가 또 상당히 많이 의미 있게 다가왔던 것 같습니다. 저희 향후 DMZ 세계 생태 평화 공원을 조성하고 논의하는 데 있어서 여러 가지 시사점을 주었기 때문에 참고를 하면서 보완을 해나가도록 그렇게 하려고 생각을 합니다. 함께 준비해 주신 제주 특별자치도 그리고 원희룡 지사님 그리고 IUCN 그리고 인거 앤더슨 사무총장님 그리고 동시 통역하신 분들 또 이 준비하신 사무국 모든 분들께 감사드립니다. 감사합니다.
Yeah. Thank you for all the participants and the panels and audience. At this forum, we could be able to get some experiences, ideas, and proposals from the international bodies and the specialties and the Jeju citizens. And Jeju Special Governing Province will take a role making itself as a model city for conversation and the sustainable development and social peace and coexistence be harmonious in a very beautiful, clean island here. And I'm so sorry. For 2 days, it was raining, but Jeju Island boasts its nature. So tomorrow we have prepared the outdoor programs, visiting the protected areas and get in touch with the ecotourism sites. So tomorrow, get back to nature and see you in Hawaii in 2016. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Governor. To you, Governor, and to the people of Jeju. On the opening yesterday, I gave my thanks. Again, this morning, I give my thanks and appreciation. And to you, Mr. Lee, and through you to the Minister, our sincere thanks for the collaboration that we've had with the Ministry as well. I think these couple of days have been tremendous. It's brought together a wide array of people from across the world here in Jeju, the site of the 2012 World Conservation Congress, IUCN World Conservation Congress. I think it has strengthened our resolve to be sure to work on that path to peace and coexistence. And we've looked at this, as we heard from Bill Jackson just a minute ago, from a variety of perspectives. That environment heals. It heals rifts between people. It heals rifts between nations. It also heals itself when we let it and allow it to do so. We heard that from Mr. Wiseman this morning. But we also know that we can coexist, and we know that sustainability matters. These are the issues we had discussed in today and yesterday. And I think if I take anything away, it is that there is a commitment for us to make a change, not just amongst ourselves, but beyond. And so as we pack our suitcases and prepare ourselves for many important forum and journeys that we have, not least of which is, of course, in Hawaii, I know that we will be keen not just to speak to one another, but to truly make that impact. And that's what the World Leaders Conservation Forum has done here. That's what we will do in September in New York. That is what we will endeavor to make sure happens in Paris. And surely then, by the time we arrive in Hawaii, we will arrive 1,000 strong, thousands of people across the world determined to make an effort for conservation, for biodiversity, and for the sustainable future of this planet. So to the people of Korea, my deep thanks. To everyone here, my deep appreciation. We learn every day from one another, and I'm most grateful for the gracious hosting that we've had here in Jeju. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You may now step down. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please give our three host organizations, IUCN, the Ministry of Environment, Jeju Special Self-Governing Province, a big round of applause for all their support. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now it is time to truly close the World Leaders Conservation Forum 2015. I would like to thank everyone for being a wonderful audience and also for your active participation. For me personally, it has been a true honor and pleasure to take part in your historic and yet significant forum. I wish everybody a very safe and pleasant trip back home. Thank you.